Hello and welcome to another Demon 212 VC review. Today I'm going to be taking a look at Super Hang-On, a game that is being the scourge of my existence, or scorn of my existence, whatever the phrase is. It's an amazing game, don't get me wrong. I'm not going to sit here and slate one of the greatest games ever, but I seem to be having the worst flaming luck trying to get this review done. This is about the 19th time I've tried to do it. I've had files disappear, I've had files erase, I've had batteries mysteriously go from full to completely dead. It seems something is always trying to go wrong with this blooming review. Anyway, if you've never played it before, it is basically a racing game, and it's one of the greatest racing games as far as I'm concerned. It's one of the big four. I apologise for the box that's coming up. It's something to do with the new TV. It'll keep doing it throughout the video while I'm going in at menus. But it's one of the big four from Sega that was all from the same genius guy and creation team. You had Outrun, you had Super Hang-On, you had Space Harrier, and you had Afterburner, of which only 2 of those are available on the VC Arcade, and I hope the other 2 are on there sometime soon, because I absolutely adore them, I really do. So, game settings. You can change quite a few things. You can change the difficulty, the time limit, you can put demo sound on and off. Controller settings, you can fully customize the controller, you can even put motion controls on. For those of you sitting there with a skewed look thinking, how the hell did this game have motion controls? You obviously never saw one of the greatest things that you'll ever see as a kid when you walk into an arcade and there's a machine with a huge motorbike that you can sit on and ride and play. And it's only as you get older that you realise playing with motion controls in this game is a bit of a stupid idea. You're going to get much further playing with pads, like, you know, D-pad and buttons. At least that's the way I feel, and pretty much all of my mates feel. But you can still customise it, you can still change it, you can choose some screen settings and some volume settings. But other than, I'm just going to return to the title now and actually play the game. You get 4 different courses, which is beginner, junior, senior and expert, and they go from 6, 10, 14 and 18 stages. You get 4 different tracks of music. You can change it by pushing a button, and I pushed the wrong button there. And basically, I've just realised it's a bit too loud, so this is yet another problem. So I'm just going to do a little bit of a cut. So, there we go. But that is just one of those annoying things where the volume of the game all of a sudden jumps tenfold when you start playing it. But anyway, there's 4 different music tracks, and the whole point of the stages is you've got a bar in the top left corner, and that tells you your progress. You don't actually race a stage, then exit, then load, then race another one. You just play what is essentially one huge track until you get to the end, and the whole point is you do it in the fastest time possible. Despite there being tons of arcade, computer-controlled motorbikes on the course, you're not actually racing anyone, you're just racing the clock. And the whole goal is to just get to the end with enough time in, well, as long as you've got 1 second, to be fair, it's enough time. So the only real reason why these other cyclists are here are to screw you over, and oh boy will they screw you over. They'll come from behind with no warning, they'll suddenly appear in front without any real need all of a sudden. For example, there I could see a green one on the horizon, then it quickly changed to 3 just to make it a little harder. You can crash, and when you crash you do wipe out, so I'll try and manage to do that. It's typical, it's one of those things that whenever I don't try to crash, I crash, and as soon as I try to, I'll fail miserably. Let's activate the turbo though and see if I can do a bit of crashing then, because there is a turbo system on the game, and basically you've got infinite as long as you're going at maximum speed, which I believe is about, oh, and there's a wipeout. I believe it's about 280 km, so kilomiles per hour, or kilometers per hour, whatever. Personally I prefer MPH because I at least know MPH more. And when it reaches that, it turns red, and you hold down the turbo button and you'll shoot off, and you lose a lot of control to gain a lot of speed. It's the type of thing that you can't really take uber tight corners. Sorry, pushing the wrong button again. Uber tight corners doing a turbo, but you can take weaker corners. And it's just one of those things that as long as you're not too heavy on it, it'll really help you. If you are too heavy on it, it'll probably hinder you more because you'll be crashing a lot. There's nothing much really more I can say about the game other than that if you've never played it, you truly do have to play it. It's just an amazing title, it really is. It's one of those titles that's really hard and very addictive. It's the type of thing that I still have never managed to beat the final course or even come close, but I will still persist to this day because I just have so much fun doing it, and one day I will get it done. I think probably my biggest problem with not getting it done before is it's probably the perfect pick up and play title, but not the sink your teeth into a title. I can't play the game for more than half an hour at a time before I think, right, I'll go on to something else. So maybe that's why I've not been able to beat the final course yet. Graphically, as you can see, it's rough compared to today's standards, but back then I thought it was really good, and musically it sounds amazing, so I'll leave you with a little bit of the music. So there we go then, that's been the review. I hope you found it helpful. I don't score the games because that's based purely on opinion, so instead I'll leave you to make your own mind up. So thanks for watching, and if you've got any questions about the game that I didn't answer in the vid or that hasn't been answered in the comments, then feel free to ask and I'll help if I can. Also, if you did find it helpful, don't forget to check out my channel because there's plenty more like this up there, and don't forget to subscribe because there'll be plenty more to come as well. So until next time, this has been Demon212, signing off.